Sassy stories. That's what we got. Sassy stories. Retelling what we forgot. Hello and welcome to Sitting with Sass, with me, your host, Sassy. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us, to join the conversation. We've got a lot to discuss, and to be honest, I feel like this has been a long time coming, and for us to have this opportunity finally is an absolute privilege. Thank you. I think you need to go a little bit back because you can't see my headscarf. And my headscarf is pretty fucking cool. I do feel a little bit like Beyonce. I kind of like it. So you see here, you got what we could call a side boob. Now, there's no real nipple going on there, so thankfully, I think we can get away with it. Now, I have a slight problem with this whole boob thing. It's not something that I feel like I've spent or kind of wasted any time really letting worry me. However, I just find it fascinating that these things can feel so good to me. Like, they can make me feel so sexy. You know, like they can be so big and they can kind of be something that I use to make myself feel turned on. I like having my nipples sucked and kind of bitten a little bit. That's something that I like. All you fellas out there. No, I'm joking. And then maybe there's different kinds of boobies, and this one kind of feels like they're erect, and there's something powerful about that. You know, this is a power stance, and this woman, you know, she's kind of like, hello, look at me, and look at my nipples. They're so pointy and pert. I like that. Boom. Oh, you can actually see a bit of nipple there. Sorry about that. Whoops. Another thing, like, why? Why can we not have our nipples out? Like, why? Because they're full of fat, whereas men's are flat. We can't show them freely. Therefore, we cannot enjoy our sexuality freely. Like, men can walk around with their arms out if they're really muscular and they're like, look at me, I'm so sexy. Actually, some men, you can fucking see their schlong under their trousers and you're like, whoa, that is huge. Like, you're kind of wearing that out for people to see. It's a bad analogy. That's not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. But then, at the same time, a lot of people find it very difficult to grow into their body shape. You know, that transition through life as your body's changing year by year, and oh man, you know, when you're a teenager and you feel so awkward in suddenly growing a waist or boobs or a bum, and you feel really uncomfortable. I remember being 13 and I'd gone on holiday with my parents to Paris for 4 days. I think my brother was there too. And we arrived. The next day, none of my clothes fitted me. Like, overnight, I feel like I had grown hips. And I was so upset about it, and I felt so uncomfortable. And I remember my parents taking me into a shop, and I bought these like drawstring black linen trousers. I think it was a bit cold as well, but they were the only things that I could wear, and I didn't feel really rubbish in because I suddenly was bigger. You know, you grow into your body and it can be such an awkward phase. Like, and then you have like moments like this when you realize that you have an anus, and then there's a lot of shit going down there. Like, you start to look and see, and I actually remember being, I think I must have been about 7, and sitting on my bedroom floor looking at my vagina, you know, like having a good old search. And you know, like, I don't think enough women really look. You know, we should be encouraged from a young age. You grow up, have a fucking look. Like, guys, you grow up and you have your penis hanging around there. So from the age dot, it's very obvious that we all know it's there. Women, it's not like, yeah, growing up and having your legs open, that's fine. Go and have a look. Look at it, let's talk about it. No, it's like, keep your legs shut. Keep your legs shut, Bethany. Keep your legs shut. Like, fucking hell. When I was younger, I remember sitting in the middle seat of the back seat of the car. So, wait, how can I explain this? When I was younger, when we were in the car, Mum, maybe my dad, my sister, my brother, I'm in the middle seat. I have my legs open because I'm in the middle seat. Bethany, shut your knees. Shut your legs, Bethany. Why? Like, why do we not look down there? No offense, and I love my family. Thank you very much for many other things that you've given me in life. But you didn't tell me to look at my own vulva. And that's the thing, I'm already saying vagina, vulva. The point is, let's use the language. It's so good that we're starting to talk about what we want to name it. We can call it our pussy. We can call it our hoo-ha, our wah-wah, our lady garden, our... what else do we call it? There are literally clouds flying by and I can hear the clock ticking and I'm like, yeah, come on Bethany, think of another one. You know, like, I should know more names to describe my own area. I don't know that because we don't talk about it. Well, we're starting to talk about it. We are. And I do feel like a lot of the time I'm searching for the answers. I'm searching for new conversations. I'm trying to find the new dialogue. The language. Is it actually just a matter of semantics? Like, if we could call this part of your boob something else that's not boob and it's not nipple and you can still show it. Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe something pops out. Maybe it's not even about the boobs. Maybe it's just a point. All of this is me looking at my reality. And I'm not sure if I like what I see. Sometimes I get really involved and what I see in a screen in front of me, on a phone, by the people around me on Instagram, by women who impress me, I'm attracted to it. But I have an issue with it. You know? I want this to be a conversation that I can lead without the pressure of being perfect, of showing you who I am, that I have two different sides. I have me, which is Bethany, and I'm an artist. I make different types of illustrations that I hope will lead us through a new conversation together. Thinking about the conversations that we're yet to discuss. This one, plab. You know, the idea of feeling so not okay in your own body and your head is dark and your body's active, but is it because you're filling it with things, you're filling it with alcohol and that gives you the energy? What do you see? You know, like, these drawings for me are made as a reaction and a response to my environments. But I'm not sure if I can unpick them alone. I need to be able to talk about it with people. And then there's Sassy. And Sassy has always been there. And Sassy comes out in my artwork. And Sassy comes out on a night when I've drunk too much. And Sassy comes out when I know I want to have sex. And Sassy comes out when I'm pissed off. And Sassy comes out when I feel like you fucked me over. Sassy comes out when I get really fucking emotional. And you've really upset me. And Sassy comes out when I'm moody and I'm grumpy. Sassy comes out when I'm on my periods. Sassy comes out if I feel super insecure. Sassy comes out when I'm nervous. Sassy comes out when I feel like I just want to fucking let go of life and have a fucking great time. Sassy comes out when I'm a little bit confused. Sassy comes out when I'm not in my comfort zone. Sassy comes out when I think about me as a kid, weirdly, because I was actually quite shy as a child, so I feel like maybe Sassy was my character that I could take on when I was performing and doing all my dance. I'm so excited. I'm going to introduce you guys to Sassy stretching. It's like the best kind of dance I've ever done. It's going to be something that I'm going to take to the streets and I'm going to introduce to the world, and there's definitely a little bit of a thank you Mr. Motivator from the 90s because he's super inspired me for my outfit. I'm very excited about that. I think you will be too. So that's probably going to be in the next episode. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I have had a lovely time. I'm really happy we met, and I hope that in the future we can all just, you know, continue these conversations, carry on having fun, like getting to know what Sassy is for you and for me, because it's just a journey of learning. Okay? It's been my absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Peace out. Sassy Stories time. Don't know about that ending. That's very weird. What I just